I'm going to show you how to identify the skull of a eastern gray squirrel, Sciurus carolinensis. Okay, to identify this species, first thing I'm going to do is look at the overall shape. It's relatively rounded, so it's a bit of an oval. If I look from the dorsal view, if I look from a lateral side view, if certainly the anterior and the posterior are rounded. The rostrum itself is somewhat short. It's not super narrow. It's not super broad either. You can look at this, so the eye would sit here and here, and the space between it is flat and broad, so the inner orbital space. And just to show you to contrast, this is the skull from a eastern chipmunk, and it's more narrow. You can also look at the post-orbital bar right here, or post-orbital process, and it points out. It's kind of a 45-degree angle, but it's pointing towards the posterior. In a western grain squirrel, it doesn't point quite down as much. It points more out to the side. That's one way you can distinguish an eastern and western gray, which you will not have to for this class. And another characteristic to identify this as being a squirrel as opposed to a chipmunk. Certainly this is larger, but you could get a really small gray at juvenile, and an adult chipmunk could look somewhat similar. But if you look at the teeth, let me grab this one. This one's a little more obvious. Here we go. These animals have 6 teeth per quadrant. And so you have one incisor. There's a teeny tiny, do you see that there? First premolar, a second premolar, and 1, 2, 3 molars. And that little tiny peg of a first premolar is found in the gray squirrels, but not in the chipmunk. So you have a total of 22 teeth, 6 per quadrant, in a gray squirrel.